and we'll just get into it. So, greetings everyone, and welcome again to this week's updates and discussion. And I know you've all been traversing the energies and receiving and transmuting to the best of our abilities, despite some challenges and some really extended periods of bliss. I prefer the bliss myself. And so just before we begin talking, I just invite everyone to just drop into their heart spaces now. And just close your eyes for a moment and just take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And just sigh the day out. And just take another breath in. And just let go of the day. Let go of the matrix. One more breath in. That's it. And I just want you to keep your eyes closed for a moment, and we're just going to repeat the words that we've been asked for today's event. So you can repeat them out loud, or you can just repeat them in your heart. So Hetvat Halan Nar. Hetvat Halan Nar. Hetvat Halan Nar. And it translates to, I salute you, universe. I salute you, universe. I salute you, universe. And that's the affirmation. You can open your eyes now. And that's the affirmation that we're being asked to connect with for today's event that was happening in Mount Shasta today. Okay. And so you all know today is the first one of the 4 events which will happen one each month, that are happening at specific anchor points around the globe between now and December. And this event started occurring this morning when large delegations of ships and galactics concentrated at Mount Shasta's anchor point. And the assistance we have been asked to give is the repeating of that particular mantra, to hold space for what is being reactivated, cleared, and locked into the portal at that site, which then goes through here we call them the song lines, the energy grids, the crystalline grids of the earth. And we could really refer to this as a galactivation event. I thought that sounded really cool. So the world is awakening. The truth is being revealed, probably not as quick as we'd all like it to be, but it is being revealed. A massive energetic cleansing is taking place whilst we are simultaneously integrating all these higher frequencies of light. Galactic light codes are being anchored by emissaries of light, which you are all emissaries of light all over the planet. So the great central sun, which is our source, or the source, is rising even higher on the Earth's galactic horizon. And we're all unfolding and raising our frequencies to meet it. And we're now, as you know, receiving pure frequencies of light than we have for thousands of years. And as discussed before, to accommodate these higher frequencies of divine light, we must purify every aspect of our energy bodies. And we've all been doing that, and we've focused on that over the past weeks that we've been gathering together. And as we do so, we are able to see, to know, and to feel the truth with much greater clarity. we put that then emanates out into the collective. And this is how we shift planetary things. So as we purify, we become the way and create our lives in alignment with the divine will for our highest good and the highest good of all. And we all know the highest good of all is our own personal ascensions and the planetary ascension and the rejoining of Earth with our galactic neighbours in consciousness, which has been deliberately interfered with, but we know better. So the frequencies of light now reaching us from the source are so powerful that all the dormant light codes embedded in our DNA are ready and able and are, and have been for a while, being activated. And it's been this way really for many years now, is as another layer comes in, as our bodies adjust to hold another higher light frequency. And these light codes contain the information that's needed to build and to manifest our interdimensional light bodies, which opens us up to that direct communication and knowing. And so you could call this, and a lot of people do know it as our Merkabahs. It's also the toroidal field, which emanates from our heart. And every sentient being in the universe has this Merkabah or this toroidal field, including plants and animals and everything else. Be it dormant or activated, it is there. It could be running on a lower frequency level, but it's there regardless. And this, of course, includes our planet, as you all know. Your Merkabah, or this Taurus, is your interdimensional light body vehicle that when fully activated, it creates your life according to your highest joy and excitement in alignment with the divine will, once we have removed the interference and reclaimed our sovereignty. It is powered by light consciousness and navigated by our higher selves. And you know, when we do these journeys each week, we always bring in our higher selves. And often, if for those of you that are experiencing light language, either written or verbal or with your hands, it's your higher self that comes in and is actually working through us for that. And so how this all works is, and I know most of you know this already, but I just want to, excuse me, I just want to reiterate it all. The great solar light key opens the portal within your heart chakra, that is your inner central sun, and connection to the greater central sun or creator source, whichever you want to call it. Whatever you identify it as. Some people call it God. Your Merkabah, or this toroidal heart field, is the vehicle, or it's the computer hardware that receives and translates the light information through our inner central sun, or that toroidal heart field, from the greater central sun or source, and manifests it firstly as light within our body, and then it extends out into our life. And then obviously we add that to all life around us. So the cosmic template is sort of like, our cosmic template is like the software that contains the geometric light codes of the original fractal cosmos of creation, which on this planet has been interfered with. It activates the Christ template through the 7 gateways of our chakras, and it leads into the opening of the 8th gate, which is the gate to infinity and the spiritual awareness. Now, you're all past that gate, I realise that. So the golden ray or beam from source is our Merkabah's source of power. and is the electric carrier of light information from source. It's the golden light that emanates from the source of creation. And in sacred geometry, it's represented by the vector equilibrium, which is that torus field. So it's a torus field, and its number is 12. And it embodies the peace, the harmony and balance of the 0 point field. And we've all experienced that when we go into our meditations. We go into that 0 point field, and as we've disconnected from, the earthly encumbrances of our day-to-day lives, we go into that space of peace and harmony and balance, and we expand. We expand in this energy field. So it's like plugging us into a PowerPoint. And we each have an inner central sun in our heart centers. It's the control panel for our golden Merkaba, and through which the source frequencies flow. And when we enter the portal of our inner central sun, or our higher heart chakra, we access the field of infinite potential in all that is. And we become a channel for the golden rays to become manifested on the planet and in our lives. So we're powerful beyond measure. We had in the past just been connected from that. And so in this connection, we draw from a pool of infinite possibilities, which is for our highest good and the highest good of all, which is where we begin creating true abundance. And so during the Venus transit back in 2012, the great solar light key was activated in Gaia's heart center, and her golden Merkaba came online, and thus allowing all sentient beings that are incarnated access to this activation key or code. Not just those of us that were already awake at that time, it actually allowed all sentient beings on the planet. And when I say sentient beings, I mean anything with an energy field. We tend to, well, obviously not us here, but people in general tend to put ourselves above the plants and the animals, but they are all sentient beings. The crystals, everything else, they're all amazing sentient beings. And so your awakening is unfolding in perfect divine timing, moving forward at the perfect speed. Too much too soon would have caused us to implode or go insane. So everything is part of the divine plan. And you see, by connecting with nature and the animals, they are just being. They are just receiving. They're not doing. They're just allowing it. And so we create these spaces, like when we get together each week here, and we create them to allow and to just be. And so every soul must go through a healing initiation process. And we've all been going through the purging of the old energy matrix and its control upon us, not only for our own benefit, but for the benefit of the collective, the ones that are still deeply asleep or still deeply in that control matrix. And many of us are transmuting very dense and very fear-based energies, which are control matrix programs that have been the cause of physical, emotional, mental, spiritual ailments, and has kept us in that disconnected state from source and our true selves. You know, we're we're starting to really realize that which we are now, but we were disconnected from that for a very long time. And all this is a matrix program which we are now awakening from and vibrating out of, and which we are being assisted to remove from the planet at this time. So these dense, tainted energies have been deliberately trapped in our collective energy fields for eons, which has perpetuated the dark agendas of control and manipulation. But we're now liberating them and returning them to source for re-assimilation into the creation as love. So this mass clearing is being energized by the emissaries of light on behalf of the collective, and you are the emissaries of light, so that the higher frequencies of light can be integrated safely. And today, as we all know, that's why we're here, is one of heightened activity and assistance as the galactic delegation focuses on the portal at Mount Shasta. Their mission through these next 4 months is to assist to stabilize the effects of the Earth's pole shift. And if you don't know about that, please get informed. And to collapse any remaining dark forces, to free the planet of that control matrix. And we know over the past 10 years, the pace at which people have been awakening to spirituality and that which they are has rapidly increased. Not only as we have access to unprecedented frequencies of light never before experienced here, but also because of the domino effect. Whereas one begins to awaken and holds higher frequencies and embodies those frequencies and grounds them, it then becomes available within the collective fields. So as tough as you guys might have done it, you're doing the whole planet a favor and all the beings that aren't able to do it for themselves. And so we now see across the planet really thousands of awakening beings of light in every corner of the globe, awakening to and seeking knowledge, true knowledge, the truth about their galactic missions as part of the Great Awakening, about the hidden history of the planet, and about the control matrix that we've been under the influence of. So these light workers are often located near powerful energetic node points. Some of these node points are known, but many are unknown. We're very lucky in here, for us here in Australia, you know, with our Indigenous brothers and sisters, they're very aware of where the energy grid lines run and these energetic node points are. And many of you who are grid workers will be called or drawn to these nodes. And it is these node points which are being reinstated and reclaimed at this time, and particularly, as I said, today, and there'll be 3 more. So these nodes are power points, or they're more accurately called portals in the Earth's energetic field. And the energetic field, a lot of people, you may know it as the 144 crystal grid. That will be familiar to you. So the portals receive celestial light codes and channel them into the Earth's energy field. And it is the first of 4 of these portals that the galactics have gathered at and are working today. And I'm sure within a short time we'll be there would have been people that have managed to get photos of crafts or whatever, and we'll have intense experiences as far as direct contact goes, particularly around Mount Shasta today, but anywhere on the planet. And so the task we're currently entrusted with is to assist them by being fully connected to the source frequencies with our heart or our inner sun activated, and then consciously choosing and adding our heart frequencies to the current job at hand. So when you activate your own connection consciously and with intent and follow the protocol that is being requested of us on these 4 specific dates between now and December, you are assisting at an infinitely, incredibly high frequency level. Even if you feel or see nothing, just the fact that you have intended and consciously decided to participate and do that, you are exponentially adding and assisting what's happening at the moment. When connected with the solar light key, we receive the power to channel the source ray through our energy field and onto the planet and into our life and into the lives of those around you. And you know, we all know that the galactics aren't necessarily embodied or able to embody on Earth. So this is where our assistance is imperative, because we're here in body. We're bringing these frequencies in body to become those bridges for what has to occur. So you activate, as I said, a sacred portal between you, the great central sun or source, whatever you want to call it, and Mother Gaia that anchors these solar codes. And you don't need to worry where you're vibrating at, because this connection from source will always meet you exactly where you are, and the power of the activations will expand with us as we purify our energy field and expand our consciousness and connect consciously and with intent. And really, in doing that, put our focus on the job at hand, which today is focused in Mount Shasta, and doing the requested affirmations and holding that space and holding the frequencies and expanding out our toric heart fields to unite with what's happening and with our galactic families. So I don't know about everyone else, but I am buzzing like crazy now. So yes, yes, that's what I wanted to share today. So I'm just going to